English Unit 4 Delightful Bites. Food is our common ground, a universal experience. James Beard. Doorway. Look at the picture. What is the girl doing? The girl is having her food. What will you do if someone comes to your house while you are having your food? We will invite them inside and offer them food. Here is an interesting story about a special soup. Let's read and enjoy. The Stone Soup. The Journey. It was a hot and sunny day. A young traveler reached a village. He was exhausted and hungry. The streets were empty. Every window and door was locked. The village seemed an unfriendly place. In this page, we can see a young traveler have reached a village on a hot and sunny day. He was exhausted and hungry. The streets were empty and the door and window was locked. It felt like an unfriendly place. The Hope. At last, he came to a small cottage. He knocked at the door. An old woman peeked out and opened the door. "Who are you?" she asked. "I am a traveler and I am very hungry," he said. "Could you please give me something to eat?" "Oh, we are all very poor," the woman said. "We don't have enough food for ourselves." And she closed the door. In this page, the traveler came to a small cottage. When he knocked, an old woman opened the door. He said he is a traveler and asked for food. But the old woman said they themselves are poor and don't have food. She closed the door. Why did the old woman refuse to share food with the traveler? The old woman refused to share food because they were poor and they themselves did not have food. Do you agree with what she did? No. The Soup Stone. The traveler picked up a round stone from his bag and knocked again. The old woman opened the door. "What now?" she asked, feeling irritated. "I am going to make stone soup," the traveler announced. "It's delicious." "Stone soup?" the woman giggled. "How can you make soup from a stone?" "Oh, yes, I can," the traveler said. He looked so confident. The woman let him in. In this page, we can see the traveler took a round stone from his bag. Then he knocked again. The old woman opened the door, feeling irritated. He said he is going to make some soup from the stone. The old woman giggled and asked him how he can make some soup from a stone. He was very confident about making the soup, so the old woman let him in. Why did the old woman giggle? The old woman giggled thinking about the stone soup. Why did the old woman let the traveler in? The old woman let the traveler in because he was very confident. The delicious dish. Fill the pot with water. Put it on the fire, said the young traveler. The old woman did so. Soon the water began to bubble. The traveler washed the big round stone and put it into the pot. He stirred the soup round and round. As he stirred, he hummed a little tune. Then he tasted it and said, "It's almost ready, but a pinch of salt and a bit of butter would make it better." The old woman had some salt and butter, so she added them to the pot. In this page, we can see the young traveler told the old lady to fill the pot with water and put it on fire. When the water began to boil, he washed the stone and put it into the pot. He stirred the soup round and round. He hummed a tune and tasted it. He said, "It's almost ready, but needs a pinch of salt and a bit of butter." The old woman had some salt and butter, so she added them to the pot. Can the young traveler really make soup with butter, salt, and stone? No. The ingredients. "Is the soup ready?" asked the old woman. "Oh, no, not yet," said the young traveler. "It is delicious and fulfilling. It is as tasty as you could ever imagine, but an onion or two would make it tastier." The old woman sliced some onions and added them into the pot with the soup stone. The aroma spread out through the window, drawing the attention of a neighbor. "What are you cooking?" he asked. "Stone soup," the traveler said. "Stone soup? I had never heard of such a thing," said the villager. "Yes, it is a special soup. Do you have anything to add?" the traveler asked. "Yes, I have some turnips and beans," the neighbor replied. He ran home, brought them, and added to the pot. In this page, we can see the old woman asking again if the soup is ready. The traveler replied no. He said the soup is tasty, but to make it tastier, you need to add some onions. The old woman sliced some onions and added in it. The aroma spread out through the window, getting the attention of a neighbor. He asked what they were cooking. The traveler said stone soup and asked if he wanted to add anything to the soup. The neighbor said he has some turnips and beans to add. He ran home, brought them, and added it to the pot. Why did the neighbor come to the woman's house? The neighbor came to the woman's house with some ingredients to add into the soup. What other ingredients can be added to make the soup better? We can add various vegetables to make the soup better. The curiosity. The villagers started talking about the strange dish, stone soup. One by one they followed the delicious aroma. "Is the soup ready?" asked the villagers. "Oh, no, not yet," said the young traveler. "This soup is good, but a carrot or two would make it tastier. I will go and get some carrots from my garden." said a young lady. She pulled out some fresh carrots from her garden and brought it back to the old woman's house. Then she chopped and added them to the soup. The traveler stirred the soup round and round. As he stirred, he hummed a little tune. In this page, we can see the villagers started talking about the strange dish, stone soup. One by one, they followed the delicious aroma. The villagers asked if the soup is ready. The young traveler said no, not yet, but a carrot or two would make it tastier. A young lady bought some fresh carrots from her garden. She chopped them and added them to the soup. As the traveler stirred the soup, he hummed a little tune. What happened when the soup's aroma spread? The villagers followed the delicious aroma and reached the old lady's house. On reaching the garden, what did the lady do? On reaching the garden, she picked some fresh carrots. The happiness. Is the soup ready? Asked another villager. Oh, no, not yet, said the young traveler. The soup is delicious, but chicken would make it taste even better. Hearing this, an old farmer went to his house and brought a chicken. The old woman and the traveler cut the chicken and put it in the pot along with the carrots, the onions, and the soup stone. Finally, the young traveler sprinkled spices into the pot. He stirred the soup round and round. As he stirred, he hummed a little tune. In this page, we can see another villager asking if the soup is ready. The traveler said it is not yet ready, but if we get chicken, the soup will be more delicious. Hearing this, an old farmer brought a chicken from his farm. The old lady and the traveler cut the chicken and put it into the pot along with the carrot, the onion, and the soup stone. Finally, the traveler sprinkled some spices. He stirred the soup, humming a little tune. What did they do with the chicken? They cut the chicken and put it into the pot. The tasty soup. After a few minutes, the villagers asked, is the soup ready? It smells good and tastes good, said the young traveler, licking his lips. Now the soup is ready to serve, he announced. The old woman hurried to get a few bowls. The young traveler took the stone out of the pot, cleaned it, and put it in his pocket. Then the traveler poured the soup into the bowls on the table. The villagers tasted the soup and exclaimed, it is really delicious. In this page, we can see the villagers are asking again if the soup is ready. The traveler said it smells good and tastes good, licking his lips. Now the soup is ready to serve, he announced. The old woman hurried to get some bowls. The young traveler took the stone out of the pot, cleaned it, and put it in his pocket. Then the traveler poured the soup into the bowls on the table. The villagers tasted the soup and said that it was really delicious. Pick out the sentence which show that the soup is very tasty. The villagers tasted the soup and exclaimed, it is really delicious. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more updates.